Well, if you, like me, are absolutely intrigued as to why Donald Trump is now into even money to win the US presidency election, tune in to episode 8 of Star Sports TV. Our politics expert, William Kijani, is going to tell us all about that. We also have Julie Collier meeting a husband and wife team ahead of the Star Sports Greyhound Derby. It's only 4 weeks away. Blue Horseshoe has a 25-1 selection in the golf, and we're going to talk cricket, football, and trading chat. It's all ahead of episode 8. It's time for racing. Luke Tarr, let me start by asking you, how's your luck?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound good.
Getting better, Johnny. I've moaned a bit in recent times, but it is picking up. So you make your own luck, don't forget. So
yeah, let's talk. I'm not sure about that. Let's talk to Sprint Cup, right? My information is that there won't be an Irish runner in this race. Now, Lupe Fernandez is entered. We have an absolutely awful record in this race. I think we've won winner in about 50 years. We're not going to have one this year. Dream of Dreams 11-4. Hello Youmzain last year's winner 7-2. Golden Horde 5-1. It's Sevens Bar. That's Art Power, who I was imploring the guys to take on the last day. Dream of Dreams. Do you believe that run the last day? That's the simple question. Do you believe that run?
I think I kind of do, because he's always been knocking on the door to show greatness, isn't he? He's come second into Diamond Jubilees. I mean, that's fair form. It just looks like he just took that step forward. I always refer back to jump racing, but you look at something like a Thistlecracker, who was always all right in handicaps, then bang, overnight he was 170 rated hurdler. These horses do progress, they do find themselves in time, and I think that was devastating, wasn't it, in Hungerford?
It was.
I mean, you know, and you think about it, he got beat by Hello Youmzain and Diamond Jubilee. We're 11-4 tight Dream of Dreams. You can't give Hello Youmzain away at 4. He'll be 9-2-5 soon. So I do believe it. I thought it was mightily impressive. If I had to have a bet in the race, I'd back the Tin Man small each way at 20. He won it 2 years ago. You talk about how's your luck. I wouldn't mind being a pound behind James Fanshawe this season. Jesus. A renaissance, shall we say, and delighted for him. And I think the Tin Man looks a value at 20. Yeah,
okay. Obviously, we've got to talk Logician and Enable as well. This is going to be an absolute cracker on Saturday, if the two of them turn up. We're recording this on a Wednesday. I think for the sake of racing and the race itself, we hope they do. Enable is 1-5. Alanak is 6-1. Logician 7-2. I actually think Logician has a chance here. I wasn't blown away by Enable the last day. I remember the commentary, I think it was whoever was commentating was like, oh, what a mare. But she was beating Sovereign. You know, the race kind of fell apart. She is a mare. She's had a tough season. She's going to be prepared for the Arc.
That's it, Johnny. That's it. Tell them these 5-1 chances are going to get beat. That's what I like to hear.
What do you like?
31 grand for a racecourse gallop. It's not bad, is it? One of our fillies came third at Newmarket last Thursday and got £501. So, no, I hope one day I have a horse that runs in a Group 3 as a racecourse gallop for 30G.
It's not about 30G. It's about Johnny G. Does he run the two of them?
I don't think Logician will run, no.
Right.
I think it'll be a non-event, and I think it'll be a prep for the Arc.
Right.
If we're looking forward to races later in the season, you've got the Arc to look forward to, and we must mention the Kentucky Derby at the weekend. That the prices are up. It'll all be there. There'll be a blog later in the week, loads of stats, loads of information, all on the site. So enjoy the Sprint Cup, enjoy an Able trotting round, and then look forward to the Arc and the Kentucky Derby if I was you.
Top man, Luke.
Thank you, Johnny. Be lucky.
Yeah, as Luke was saying, it's Kentucky Derby weekend over in the US, and Kaitlin Free caught up with us to give us an update on what to expect.
Thanks, Johnny. The time has come. Derby week has arrived. It has been 485 days since Country House won that exciting and controversial running of the 2019 Kentucky Derby via disqualification. But we're going to crown a new winner this weekend, and the weather's going to be perfect. I'm going to start you off with number 17, your favorite, Tis the Law. He is the Belmont Stakes winner and the Travers winner, and he is your lowest price favorite since 1989 at 3-5. Your next two choices are going to be Honor AP at 5-1 and Authentic at 8-1. They're going to bookend Tis the Law in the gates, Honor AP in 16, Tis the Law in 17, and Authentic in 18. This is a unique field this year. The rest of the horses, 15-1 or higher, and we actually have 8 horses in the race at morning line 50-1. I think they could even go off at 100-1 post time when that rolls around. You know, for me, the choice this year is going to be easy. I'm going to go with the favorite Tis the Law on top, but I'm going to play around him a little bit. I have a long shot that I think you're really going to like. the 3 Enforceable. His pedigree is fantastic. He is a brother to graded stakes winners Bohemond and Kingley, as well as a half-brother to Breeders' Cup Juvenile Champion New Year's Day. He has performed so well at Churchill Downs all week. His gallops have been fantastic, the works have been great, and his trainer says he has progressed on really well from 2 to 3.
Right, it's time for politics. I'm pretty angry at the moment, to be honest, because I see that Donald Trump has gone odds on everywhere except Star Sports to be re-elected. This man has disgraced himself day in, day out, week in, week out for the last how many years? This is only on the tweet machine. Yet he's odds on. I despair for humanity, William Kajani. And the only reason there's a beacon of hope is that Star Sports are a standout even money.
Yes, indeed. And Star, the beacon of hope in all things betting, now taking that man to politics too. I think there is a reason, basically, why Trump continues to maintain sort of this high level. Now,
because America is full of idiots, or what?
Well, I'm not going to make that strong a statement, but he does have a base that is locked in. I think bettors are much more appreciative of that fact than polls can be. And we have to remember, we're dealing with 2 different ways of measuring opinion. The money moves the weight in the betting markets, and we've got something on that later. But opinion polls, you have to remember, are a broad sample, sometimes with more specific demographic weightings than just asking people, where's your money? So Trump trails in the opinion polls. He still does by quite a significant margin, and the forecasts are leading heavily with that. But those forecasts and those opinion polls presume a free and fair election. They presume no issues with turnout. They presume no sort of big events, I don't think, that could turn everything asunder on election day. I would not be so confident that we have a normal election where things go well.
This is the land of the free, is it not?
Well, try telling Al Gore that just after January in 2000. Try telling the people who ended up voting for Pat Buchanan as presidential candidate on the butterfly ballots that the things can go wrong in these elections. The US has an awful lot of issues when it comes to voter suppression. Long story short, I really wouldn't be taking 101 or something that we have a free and fair and normal election. Those polls and those forecasts assume that, and they also are very much in the real time. There's a long way to run with this yet.
And we're in a pandemic.
And we are, of course, in a pandemic. And long story short, there are unprecedented events happening every single day. So Biden backers and Biden campaign themselves will be pretty happy with where they are. But I think the Trump campaign are right to think that they're still in it. And we have to remember they are, I think, possibly rather unfairly bashing the US Postal Service and very much turning the tables in their favour.
One man or one woman had a major wager this week, and it was on
Joe Biden, a 6-figure bet 48 hours ago. Not a surprise, by the way, when you consider that The Economist and 538 give him an over 70% chance of winning, and you can get, we're not even odds on Biden. You know, you can get pretty much a big percentage gap in terms of the implied odds and also the odds there. I would expect to also do more big wagers before election day, especially if Biden remains that price, if people trust the polling, and plenty do.
one word. Who wins?
Trump.
Good night. It's time for football chat with Adam Russell, who was actually a very good judge. Do you notice the fact I was wearing 2 T-shirts last week?
Yeah, hopefully the weather will perk up a bit this week, and maybe next time you could go on a holiday somewhere where you don't need to wear a T-shirt at all, let alone 2. So,
well, I like that. But I tell you what I do like. We got the Premier League coming so quickly. It's quite staggering. Manchester City could be signing Messi, could be signing this or that. Thiago could be going to Liverpool. Man United are 14s, and you like the handicap betting we got as well.
Yeah, and I think United, especially if they're looking at bringing in people like Donny van de Beek from Ajax and things like that, then they could really be contenders next season. We've also got Chelsea, who have signed well, as we mentioned.
Man United have a 19-point handicap.
Yeah, and I think in the goals handicap, Chelsea are plus 25. Now, they've brought in Ziyech, Werner, they might bring in Havertz, they've brought in defenders. So I just think them at plus 25 in Star Sports goals handicap market is quite big. If we're looking at points, I think teams will do well to get 32 more points than Wolves. So Man City are off scratch in the points handicap. And the field's at 14-1. So Wolves at plus 32, especially if they bring in a few new faces, I think they could be a good shout. I also think Southampton at plus 41, given the way they ended the season. And obviously, as they say, they've got an informed centre forward, which is sort of 9/10 of the work at this level. So Yeah, I think that they're another interesting option. And a market I really like, actually, Johnny, is the goal scorer pairs. I think it's quite a creative way of looking at the goal as opposed to the golden boot. My pick in this one, Sadio Mane and Kevin De Bruyne to be the top goal scoring pair, 7-1. 31 goals between them last season, which is as many as the favourite in this market, which is Martial and Gabriel Jesus. So I probably wouldn't look much further than Mane and De Bruyne there.
Top man.
Cheers, Johnny.
Right, I'm a big fan of Handicap's Blue Horseshoe, as it turns out, is not. Yet, nevertheless, he has a big price selection in the FedEx.
G'day, golf fans. Well, if you weren't entertained, enthralled, gripped and mesmerised by that finish to the BMW Championship on Sunday night, well, you just may want to check for a pulse. What a thrilling conclusion to a tournament. Dustin Johnson needing a 43-foot snaking monster to force a playoff with Jon Rahm, and what's he do? He only goes and sinks it. Jon Rahm, in the first hole of sudden death, sinks his own 63-foot snaking behemoth to win in the first hole of sudden death and to take the title. Well done to Jon Rahm and to Dustin Johnson. Well done to the tournament organisers as well for setting up such a challenging course. It's nice to see, and long may it continue. Now we go to Eastlake Country Club in Atlanta, Georgia for the conclusion of the FedEx Cup Series. Now I must say, I don't like this handicap staggered start system that they have here where players are getting shots on the field from other players. I don't like that at all, but it is the way it is. Blue Horseshoe loves Xander Schauffele in this tournament. He's a long way off the pace because of this staggered shot system, but we like him for a bit of value. We like him for the fact that he's won here before. He likes this venue. He likes this tournament, and we're going to go a bit of each way value for Xander Schauffele. To see else Blue Horseshoe loves and why, check out the Star Sports blog, and good luck.
And now it's time for my favourite part of the show. It's time for Trader Chat. How are we, Ed?
I'm very well, Johnny. How are you?
I'm not bad. I've been back in a couple of winners, which seems strange. I know a lot of my mates have been struggling post-lockdown as if it's some sort of apocalyptic thing, but a winner is a winner. Have you been laying winners, though, at the old Star Sports trading desk?
Well, during the week, it was a reasonably quiet week on the horse front. A very busy weekend. We've obviously got our Lay to Lose minimum 10,000 on the show. It's been really popular with all of our customers. Two big winners at Goodwood were both well backed, Subjectivist in the Group 3 and Century Dream in the Celebration Mile. And that was it, really. Obviously, both well backed, and Subjectivist looks ledger bound now, so see how he goes up at Donny.
And you got it wrong in the golf.
That's a recurring theme talking to you about that, Johnny, isn't it? Yeah, we laid three players in the golf, and unfortunately, two of them made the playoffs. Both incredible putts to get there as well. So we laid both of them pre-tournament, Dustin Johnson and Jon Rahm. We also laid Jon Rahm at 66s for a fair sum. So stuck between a rock and a hard place watching that about midnight on Sunday. But again, the lesser of two evils managed to win. So it wasn't too bad really in the end.
Yeah, we've often been between a rock and a hard place at midnight. What about the tennis club?
So yeah, this week we've also got Group 1 action at Haydock, the Sprint Cup. The anti-post favourites just come out actually yesterday, Oxted, so it looks a wide open race there to me. So hopefully that'll be a good betting race for us. And also Saturday seems a return of Enable, possibly her last one in the UK. So fingers crossed that she runs well.
But I'm intrigued by the football markets because you've laid 3, I believe, in the goals and points handicap. And for me, this is far more intriguing a market really than the actual winner.
Yeah, so we launched it last Saturday. It's proved really popular with a lot of customers. We've opened up quite a few new accounts on the back of it as well. The 3 we've laid in the points and the goals handicap are Southampton, Leeds and Chelsea. Obviously, people thinking Chelsea have signed a lot of players. Obviously, might be a bit of an improvement there. And I suppose Leeds a bit of a dark horse getting promoted. So hopefully see how we go and lay a few more. You
got a goal scorer market as well?
Yeah, we've got a goal scorer. We've got quite a few different ones on there. We've got an England's hopeful market where you get a point for each goal, assist or clean sheet each player makes, and we were a big price on Dele Alli, and we were 10s, and we've laid quite heavily, so we're 5-1 him now.
Top man, Ed. Have a good week.
Take care, Johnny. Bye bye.
I think our regular viewers will know that Julie Collier is absolutely buzzing for the Star Sports Greyhound Derby, and this week she has a husband and wife team with a massive role to play in this year's event.
Thanks, Johnny. Can you believe it's now just 4 weeks until the start of the STARSPORTS Greyhound Derby? And this week I took a visit to the kennel of the couple who have the most entries for this year's STARSPORTS Derby. That is, of course, Liz and Rab McNair. Now, last year they got 2 through to the Greyhound Derby semi-finals in King Sheeran and Queen Beyonce. King Sheeran will probably be their leading contender this year. Queen Beyonce, she was sensational at Nottingham last year, not losing a race until she got to that semi-final stage. She was subsequently retired after sustaining an injury. But this week, Rab sprung a little surprise on me. He thinks she could be back, and we know how much she loves Nottingham. Derby semi-finalist last year, of course, and subsequently retired after suffering an injury. But, Rab, much to your delight, she could well be heading to Nottingham again.
Yeah, well, listen, I've kept my eye on it. It's always looks good, so we'll just need to wait and see if she puts up with a few runs, and she'll get a hand slap on Thursday. She's already had 2, so we'll get her another one the Thursday, and after that, in the boxes, she'll get a couple of sprints. Then it'll be up to Nottingham and see how she was.
Every week we hit the tweet spot. We give away a free pony bet. That's a free 25 quid bet. All you have to do is reference Star Sports in a tweet or respond to Star Sports in a tweet. And this week's winner is Davey B. That's at Davey at Branch. Davey responds to the news that Star Sports is sponsoring Swindon Dogs. Great work, Josh, and fantastic sponsorship from at @StarSports_bet. At Ben Star Sports once again and gives the thumbs up emoji. And you could get a thumbs up emoji and a free 25 quid bet if you hit the tweet spot next week. It's time for cricket. It's not quite the Ashes, but I do like Ryan Sidebottom's confidence this morning because it's England v the Aussies and you're all over the English.
Yes, I'm going England 3-0 whitewash, 9-2 to beat the Aussies. The Aussies love rubbing it in when they play us. They're always like harping on about they're going to beat us 5-0 and 4-0. So it's about time I dish a bit more out to them, and England are going to batter them. 3-0 is going to be the score, 9-2.
I was going to suggest like England draw no bet at a conservative 8-11, but you are going absolutely all out. Anything else you liking it?
Everybody's liking it. Why not? Why wouldn't you? We love a good contest against the Australians. And I think England are in a great place. You look at this team now, and they've been missing a number of high-profile players not to be in this T20 side. So the Stokes and Butler, Archer to come back. So, I mean, it's so strong. You can pick from probably 20 players. So this England team is something, nothing short of sensational.
You're sensational yourself. Top man.
Thank you.
Thanks to all the guys for a packed show, and thanks very much to you for watching in. We're at starsportsbet.co.uk. You can get all our blogs on the website. And don't forget to download the app. And, of course, we're at 08000 521 321.